Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. My name is Stephanie and today I'll be showing you how to make this cute skull dress for Draculaura from Monster High. This pattern was actually a request. I also made another dress in black and white. Now the dress does tie around the waist for a more form-fitting look, and it does crisscross into the back into a bow. Alright, and the materials we're going to need is cotton thread. And we are going to need a 6 and 1.80 millimeter hook. And as you can see, I have more dolls. I have Claudine, Cleopatra, and Frankie. And if you would like to see the patterns for those, I will be more than happy to make the video for you. Alright, so let's get started on making Draculaura's dress. Okay, so first we're going to start off with the magic ring, and then we're going to chain 3, and then we're going to put 7 double crochets into the magic ring. And if you don't know what that is, you yarn over, you go through the loop, you'll grab the yarn, you'll have 3 loops on your hook, you'll go through 2, grab the yarn, and you'll go through another 2. Alright, so 6 more. Alright, now we're going to chain 5. We're going to double crochet back into the ring. And then we're going to chain 3. Double crochet back into that ring. And then we're going to chain 5. And then we're going to slip stitch into the top of the first chain. If you don't know what that is, you will go through that stitch. You'll grab the yarn and you'll pull through both. And then now we're going to close our ring. As you see, it's already starting to form the skull. Now we're going to chain 1, go back through that same stitch with a single crochet. And then we're going to single crochet all along the top. Alright, now into the eye socket, we're going to put 6 single crochets. Alright, now we're going to slip stitch into the nose area. Then we're going to chain 2. Then we're going to put 2 double crochets into the nose. Then chain 2. Now we're going to slip stitch back into that same chain space. And then now we're going to put 6 single crochets into the eye socket. And now we're going to slip stitch into the top of the first chain. And then there we have our skull. And now I'm going to show you how to do the square part around it. Okay, now to do the square part around the skull, we're going to attach our yarn not into the slip stitch, but into the stitch next to it. And then we're going to chain 4. And we're going to do what we call a treble crochet. That's when we wrap the yarn around the hook twice, go through that same stitch, grab the yarn. You'll have 2 loops to go through, another 2 loops, and then another 2 loops. All right, and then we're going to chain 3, treble crochet again into that same stitch. So you'll go through 2 loops, 2 loops, and another 2 loops. Treble crochet one more time into that same stitch. Oh no. Let's try that again. Okay, and that is our first corner of our square. Okay, now we're going to double crochet into the next stitch. And then in the next 3 stitches, we're going to do a half double crochet. You wrap the yarn around the hook, go through the stitch, grab the yarn, 3 loops on your hook, you'll go through all 3. Alright, now to the next stitch, we're going to double crochet. And in the next stitch, we're going to do another corner. So we're going to wrap the yarn around the hook twice, go through the stitch, grab the yarn, go through 2 loops, 2 loops, and another 2 loops. We're going to do that again. Then we're going to chain 3, 2 more treble crochets into that stitch. And then the next stitch we're going to double crochet. The next 3 stitches will be half double crochet. And then in the next stitch is going to be a double crochet. The next stitch is going to be a corner. So 2 trebles. Completely missed a stitch, if you would excuse me for a second. Wondering why that wasn't adding up. Okay, let's try that again. So we're going to do our corner. So 2 trebles. And then chain 3. 2 more trebles back into that same stitch. And then we're going to double crochet into the next stitch. And now we're going to work on this part right here. So we're going to put 3 single crochets. All on the top part here. Then in the next stitch, we're going to put a double crochet. The next stitch is a corner. So 2 trebles. Chain 3. 2 more trebles. The next 3 stitches will be a half double crochet. And the last stitch will be a double crochet. And then we're going to slip stitch in the top of the first chain. And there we have our square. Okay, we're going to need 5 granny square skulls, and what we're going to do here is on the very first chain will be that middle chain in the corner. We're going to attach our yarn, and now I'm going to show you how to connect all of them. So we're going to chain 3, double crochet into the next chain, and then we're going to double crochet all along the top, and we're coming to that middle chain again, and then that's where we're going to stop, and then we're going to grab another skull, go into that middle chain on that one, and then we're going to slip stitch these together. Then we're going to chain 3, and then continue on the top with double crochets. And then that is how we're going to connect all of these skulls. Okay, now that we have all of our skulls connected, now we're going to connect it vertically. So we're going to flip it inside out, and then we're going to put the 2 sides together. We're going to find that middle chain again on both sides. And then this one we're going to connect our yarn. Okay, and then now we're going to slip stitch all across it in every last stitch. So that's when we're going to go through both of the stitches, grab the yarn, and pull through the loop. And then we're just going to continue doing this all on the top. And I know it's kind of hard to see these stitches considering it's black. I do apologize about that. Okay, now we're coming to that middle stitch. One more stitch to go through. Then we're going to cut our yarn. And so when you flip it the other way, you don't see the seams. And then we're going to do this to the rest of the skulls. Now that we have all 5 of our skulls connected together, now at the top, we're going to do double crochets all on the top, and then after that I'm going to show you how to decrease. Now that we did our chain 3, double crochet all along the top, slip stitch in the top of the first chain, now we're ready for the fun part. Now we're going to do 5 rows of decreasing. Now you can either use stitch markers or you can eyeball it, which I do. I eyeball mine. In between each of the corners, we're going to do a decrease. So we're going to do a decrease there. And then we're going to go over here and then do a decrease there. So first off, we're going to chain 3. And we're going to double crochet all on the top until we meet the middle section. Okay, now we're going to decrease. We're going to wrap our yarn around our hook. We're going to go through the stitch, grab the yarn, and then we're going to stop. Then we're going to wrap the yarn around the hook again, go through the next stitch, grab the yarn. You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 loops on your hook, and you'll go through all 5. And that is our first decrease. And then we're going to wrap the yarn around the hook and do a double crochet into the next stitch. And then double crochet all along the top until we reach the middle section again. Alright, we reach that middle section again, wrap the yarn around the hook, go through the stitch, grab the yarn, stop. Wrap the yarn around the hook again, go through the next stitch, grab the yarn, go through all 5 loops. And you're going to do this all the way around until you reach the end. Okay, now that we have done our 5 rows of decreasing, now we're going to change the color for the waistband. We're going to yarn over, we're going to put it through the stitch, grab the yarn, and that's where we're going to stop. Now we're going to grab our pink, we're going to pull it through, then we're going to chain that to where it's all nice and tight. Okay, now we're going to chain 3. Now we're going to double crochet into the next stitch. And then we're just going to double crochet all along the top. Until we reach the end. And when we get to the end, we're going to slip stitch into the top of the 3rd chain. Okay, we're going to set our bottom part of our dress aside, and we're going to work on the top part. So we're going to start off with a slip knot, and then we're going to chain 5. Now we're going to work our way down with a single crochet. So that is 4 single crochets. Okay, now we're going to chain 1, turn our work. Now we're going to do 4 single crochets upward. Alright, now we're going to get to our center part. If you can see that, hopefully, since it's so small. And we're going to put 3 single crochets into the center. Now we're going to work 4 single crochets downward. Now we're going to chain 1, turn our work. Now we're going to do 5 single crochets upward. Okay, now we're going to come to our center part again. 3 single crochets. Now we're going to work our way back down. 5 single crochets. Now we're going to do this one more time. So single crochet, or excuse me, chain 1, turn our work. We're going to have 6 single crochets. Come to our center part. 3 single crochets into that one stitch. Now we're going to work our way back down with 6 single crochets. Alright, and that is the first part of our cup. Now we need to make one identical to it. Okay, now that we have both cups done, now we're going to connect them together. What we're going to do is we're going to have the pretty side facing towards us. Then we're going to put the first stitch, attach our yarn, we're going to chain 1, go back into that same stitch with the single crochet, then we're just going to single crochet all on the top, or the bottom, excuse me. Okay, now we're going to take our other cup and we're going to attach it to, or hook to the cup, and then we're going to do a slip stitch. And then we're going to single crochet all on the bottom here. Okay, then we're going to chain 1, turn our work. Then we're going to single crochet all on the bottom again. And when we hit the center, instead of trying to squeeze up into that one stitch, we're just going to single crochet around it. Alright, and now we're about to change colors. So we get to our last stitch here. We're not going to finish off our stitch. So we're going to grab the paint. And then we're going to pull it through. And then we're going to chain 1. And then turn our work. And then we're going to single crochet back in that same stitch. And then we're going to single crochet along the bottom. Okay, when we reach to the last stitch, we're going to chain 3. And then we're going to go into the next stitch with a single crochet. And then we're just going to single crochet all on the top. Okay, now when we hit this last stitch here, actually, we need to do one more stitch. We're going to chain 3. Then we're going to single crochet back into the first stitch if this will cooperate with me. And we're going to slip stitch it. Okay, so what we're going to do now is we're going to connect both of these together. So make sure that your skirt is centered. And then we're going to place our top, the pretty side facing towards the skirt. And then we're going to take the top and the bottom, we're going to slip stitch all of this together. So the front stitch to the top and the front stitch to the back. We're going to take the same color and we're going to pull it through. Then we're going to chain one. This is when we're going to start our slip stitching. So we're going to take top and the bottom stitches and then slip stitch them together. Okay, now we cut our yarn. And it should look like this. Now next what we're going to need to do is the waist belt and the straps. Now the waist belt is 71 chains. And what we're going to do is we're just going to weave it through the waistband. And then each strap is going to be 51 chains. And I just tied them on there because it's so small. That's pretty much all you can do. And when it comes to the back, okay, those 3 chains that we did on the sides, we're going to take our hook and we're going to pull it through. And this is the easiest way to pull these straps through. Then do the same to the other side. Figured I'd show you that trick there. Alright, see, then there we have our straps and it crisscrosses the back into a bow. So onward to the ruffles. What we're going to do here is we're going to start in the corner. Going to attach our yarn. And then we're going to chain 3. And then we're going to do 7 more double crochets into that corner. Okay, and then into the next stitch, we're going to do 4 double crochets. Next stitch, 4 double crochets. Next stitch is going to be 4 double crochets. So the single crochets is going to have 4 double crochets. And in each corner, so we're going to have 2 in each, 2 corners is going to be 8 double crochets. And you're just going to do that all the way around. Now that the ruffles are complete, now the dress is 100% done. Hopefully everyone enjoyed my video. Please give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already. And if you have any comments, leave it down below and I'll answer them all for you. And if you would like to see any of the other dolls' outfits, please let me know and I will make those videos for you. Hopefully everyone has a lovely day and I'll see you in the next video.